All right, there, seekers, and welcome back to Objects and Omens. Today we're looking at an object that often marks a momentous occasion, right? But not in the way you hoped. All right, this is a broken bottle. When this appears, the channeled message is threatened for me today. All right, so we often associate broken bottles with celebratory christenings or in Hollywood, a moment of high dramatic tension like a pop bottle shattering over somebody's head. But what if the bottle isn't filled with champagne? What if that bottle is filled with lessons? So imagine a champagne bottle where the neck breaks off, jagged and violent, and instead of the cork popping out safely. This isn't celebration. This is a rupture in your reality. We're going to, shuffle the curiosity, and you know how it goes with me when I do these objects and omens. All right, so from a psychological aspect, well, metaphysically, this is about the violation of your container, your energetic boundaries. So, if you've been forcing a celebration or a false narrative in your life, like a relationship, a job, an image that was never meant to be sustained, the bottle breaks. And once that seal is broken, you cannot put the contents back. Whatever was inside is now leaking out, and the situation is altered, often permanently. So once that thing's jagged and broken, it's contaminated. So let's talk about contamination and warning. So look at the image that I've shown you, the one that you selected. This isn't bubbly wine, okay? Obviously, it's dark and contaminated. It's filled with your subconscious fears, ugly truths, or toxic expectations that you refuse to acknowledge. And just like Pandora's box, okay, when the bottle is broken, and that's what you select, it means that you've opened something consciously or unconsciously that cannot be contained. You've shared your story with the wrong people, or you've allowed others to drink from your bottle. You could liken that to your energy, and maybe they were never meant to. So if you think about this in terms of life coaching, and let's apply, some of those strategies here, okay? As a coach, when I see this, it's a red flag. You're in a state of feeling threatened because the facade is broken. The illusion that everything is fine is shattered. So the lesson here is that you can no longer hide from the mess. Now, this could be about you or someone else, but you have selected this omen. So for actions that we can take, you need to stop trying to pour champagne out of a shattered bottle, right? So clean up the glass, acknowledge what was actually inside, and accept that you cannot undo this event. It's a moment of radical, uncomfortable transparency, and there you are. So if you drew this, it's time to stop pretending about whatever this is. The situation is contaminated and the expectations have exploded, and you're being forced to deal with the raw, messy reality. So let's see what the tarot has to say about this and how we can navigate this shattered landscape. Right. Let's start with the major arcana. Oh, Lord in heaven, Jesus. Okay, so we've got the devil card. Something very toxic was already at play here. This could have been a relationship. And remember, it may not relate to you. This could be the storyline of somebody that you know, a situation that you're familiar with. And it could be that something like this has already happened in the past. And if so, you've escaped this toxicity. And we're going to dive right in here with a kitty hair. You could have a kitty cat. I need to brush my little friend today and help her get rid of some of this fur. All right, fur coat is significant. Somebody could wear a fur coat or faux fur could be significant. All right, let's move to the curiosity. What about this broken, disgusting bottle of celebration that we're likening to Pandora's box? All right, this was never meant to be celebration. All right, somebody got involved in something that was false. Somebody got involved in something that could be seen from the outside if one would have looked a little more carefully. Somebody needed to look more closely at a situation and didn't. Somebody went ahead and fucking broke the bottle or popped the cork and it shattered. Somebody could know what that looks like too. I personally have never seen that happen in front of me. I've never had a, bottle of bubbly break at the neck like that. I know that can happen. It's usually due to a mistake or somebody smacking something too hard. Somebody went too hard. Somebody tried too hard. Somebody came at you too hard. Somebody came after you too hard, either chased you too hard, too aggressively. Love bombing could be significant. Bomb, broken, broken, broken. All right. And we have the devil. So we know something toxic, something of an illusion. This can be addiction. This is addiction to a toxic lifestyle. You know, it would be easy for me to say that this is something like alcoholism, but I'm not getting that. I am not getting that. I don't think that this at all has anything to do with actual overindulging. No. Yeah, that's not what this is about. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Okay, look at that. And in the challenge position, somebody's trying to hide the real receipts. That's what that card is. Somebody very much would like to hide the fact that that bottle broke or that they opened the bottle at all, you know, that they started this. But, you know, somebody has proof, somebody has a receipt, somebody has actual tangible proof that whatever the situation is, that it was never a good idea, and yet it was allowed to go on. It's almost like as if everybody knew that this was a circus, that this was a joke, you know. Kind of like what happens on April Fool's Day, right? So we expect that people are going to play pranks on us. I don't know. We can get so busy. And at my age, I never really remember that until I see something or somebody, you know, I haven't had anybody play a prank on me in a very long time. But this is like that. No one ever expects that this is going to happen, but it does. Now somebody's trying to cover up all these receipts. Something is a joke. Something is a prank. Something was never meant to be real. But, you know, with the devil card, it very much is real. Look at the world around you, you know, all the things. Now, remember my age, okay? So I'm 57. So for me, I've seen a few things now. Obviously, I haven't seen everything that an 80-year-old has seen. And then again, you could have somebody who's 80 years old and they're dumb as a box of rocks. You know what I mean? But somebody could be dealing with an 80-year-old, you know, octogenarian, 1980 can be significant. But there are real receipts as to whatever this behavior that led up to this odd broken bottle, you know, popping the cork off of a bottle of champagne, you know, starting a celebration that was doomed from the beginning. Somebody could have had an omen like that. Like, okay, so let's say you were at a friend's wedding and you saw something like that happen. And let's say somebody was going to pop a bottle of champagne or something like this, and something happens, like a broken bottle. Everybody would be, whether they were superstitious or not, would be, you know, like, oh crap, you know, that's not a good sign. Now we have a title card, but this title card for the curiosity is in reverse. So there's some kind of false narrative here, some illusion, kind of like the world that's been pulled over everybody's eyes. Something was done for show. This celebration was for show. Somebody did it for show. Somebody did it for appearances. The show must go on. Somebody felt like they had no choice. What are these real receipts about, and why this isn't? It's like it's not certified. It's not validated. All right, let's see. Something isn't valid. 404 error could be significant. And we have chasing cloud. Look at that star in reverse. Whatever was done here was done for money, was done for prestige, was done for appearances. Picture, you know, somebody marrying for money. That kind of scenario where you have somebody that marries somebody that they don't really care about, but they need this for some reason. They need it for the big break. Do you see that? There was a duality here. Red pill, blue pill. Somebody did something, a celebration. Now, I don't know if this is actually a wedding or an engagement or whatever this agreement is, because we do have the two sides, the red and the blue. The red, white, and blue is significant. You could be in the United States. You could be anywhere. All right. Somebody could be anywhere. Oh, shit. Okay. Can you believe this? Hidden agenda. And what this is always draws my attention is that there are two men on this card in hidden agenda. Now, they don't have to be anybody, but, you know, they are quite close and they are looking at each other. I could be talking about a lavender marriage. And if it isn't literally about, say, a gay person, doesn't have to be male. It could be a female, right? Everybody has a right to be protected and to live the life the way they do, as long as you're not pissing me off with like people doing things that are bad for children and are inappropriate for children to see or know about. I recently had a conversation with somebody that was about some children in a house that shouldn't be at all exposed to the kind of dialogue or scenarios. But what can you say? Some people are so stupid they should never give birth. All right. Have to say it that way. But this could be a lavender situation. Now, this could be about two people getting together to create the hidden agenda, but it does fall here just as I'm talking about something where I say I don't know whether or not this is an actual marriage or an engagement, whatever this collaboration is, regardless of what this is, and only you will know. I don't know the operation of your mind. This is an operation. Okay, so this is fake. Whatever this is, the real receipts that included a celebration of some kind is a joke. Okay, so I was talking about April Fools. When somebody plays a prank on you, you're aware of the prank. You know that people could prank you on April Fools. You could have a birthday of April 1st. April 1st could be significant. The Fool's Journey, you could be a tarot reader. Okay, so if you're familiar with the tarot, the Fool, it's a pretty precarious situation, but everybody does things. They do what they think is a good idea at the time. All right. Real receipts, chasing clout. Something that is a certificate, but it is false. False. Fault. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that if this is about a wedding or something where you went to or were a part of this event where it was something like a wedding or a celebration or whenever that occurred, that's going to end. Somebody could try to go for a no-fault divorce. Didn't I just say that in some other reading? I don't know now. Okay, somebody doesn't know now. Why'd you do what you did? Hidden agenda, chasing clout. Who did what? And for the devil, it was all wrong, all for nefarious reasons. Doesn't have to be that there's a Satan worshiper here or there's some Baphomet looking fucking weird shit here. But this very much that devil here in that card is clutching onto this orb. Okay, there's an orb above his head, kind of representing the moon, and then there's a devil. That's almost like a perversion of the High Priestess card. Okay, somebody perverted the High Priestess, or somebody was trying to clout chase, in reverse. Look at that's negative too, because that's the kind of shape of the star in the chasing clout card that is very much like the Hermit. The star that's in the Hermit, the star that's in... Somebody hasn't healed. Somebody did something because they haven't healed. Or if this is what I was trying to finish explaining about, this could be a lavender marriage, or maybe this has only made it to the engagement stage. But whatever this is to cover up, quite possibly, that this is... I'm going to see it and read it two ways. Okay, the receipts always make me think of money, and hidden agenda in this card always makes me think about gay people getting into a marriage so that nobody knows. Okay, there's a star there. Somebody could be military, somebody could be in the service, maybe somebody could be in some kind of a service that they just don't want people to know. I don't know, haven't the rules changed about that nobody cares if you're gay and aren't we beyond that? Everybody just wants to be safe. We want the children safe. We want people protected. We don't want children scared or confused by things that they see. So we don't need to push anything, whether it is heterosexual in nature or homosexual in nature, in front of children. Children just need to be children. Tonka toys are significant. I was going to say grave digger and gold digger, and that's not what I meant to say at all. Something about heavy equipment is significant. Okay, let's see. Tonka trucks, that kind of thing. Somebody could have a little boy, or that's what they used to play with when they were a child. And again, this doesn't have to be about a lavender marriage or what we would call a bearded marriage, right? This could just have to do with somebody making a back... Jesus. Somebody making a back... I can't... Somebody making a... I'm going to have to say it like that's going to keep happening. A backdoor delivery is significant. Tonka trucks, backdoor delivery. Heavy equipment, trucks, delivery. Okay, this could be a backdoor negotiation. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so let's see. What else? What's this hidden agenda, chasing clout? Fake title, fake certification. Fake title, fake certification. Star military. Military family, gold star family. Thank you for your service, if this is you. Okay, let's see. We all need to be praying for our military. Yeah, look, fake profile, completely fake. This is about something being fake. Something is fake. Something was a joke. Something was a prank. Something was April Fool's. April Fool's. I'm not sure why. Okay, real receipts. Continue real receipts. I just feel like I'm being punked. Were you punked? Somebody was pranked. Somebody punked somebody. Somebody wasn't healed. That reminds me of the star card. It's in reverse. Somebody did something because they weren't healed. They weren't healed in some way. Some toxic masculinity with the devil card. Yeah, flip it, switch it, strike it, reverse it. Do whatever you need to do with this. Okay, broken bottle here. Threatened. Somebody was threatened. Maybe somebody was threatened like, I will out you if you don't do this. Was this like a forced marriage? I don't know what country you're in, but you know, this could be a situation where someone was forced to do something or I will out you. Okay. Again, it doesn't have to be about somebody's gayness, although I'm really picking up on this. But this for, you know, because obviously it's not going to be everybody's story and this could apply so differently to everyone. But this was done under duress. This was threat. This was coercion. Oh, this could be blackmail with real receipts. If you don't do this, if you don't marry me, I'm going to pull out all the receipts, let everyone know, or pretend I'll tell them that you're gay, or I'll tell them about that one time you did that thing. Fake profile. Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, God. You saw that. Somebody was involved in a fake marriage. April Fools. Okay, so we've got something here about being I just don't see how this could be a joke. Like, why would this even be funny? Why you wouldn't prank somebody this way? You wouldn't pull a prank this way. Somebody pulled a prank this way. This is about two people that got married, and there are real receipts out there about this. Somebody was chasing clout. I don't know which one. This could be two men, this could be two women, or this could be a lavender marriage. Now, they could be straight and somebody has some, you know, unfortunate past that somebody's like, I know what you did last summer. I know what you did. I have proof of it. But this could have to do with a job or an entire career, chasing clout, the title. Okay, let's see. Fake profile in reverse. Somebody was threatening somebody. Somebody was blackmailing somebody. Well, why didn't you get, you know, depends on where you are and, you know, which agency. An agency could be involved. I would have been contacting everybody I needed to and at least started the documentation process. Or maybe somebody, Gold Star family, doesn't have to be a Gold Star family, doesn't have to even be military, but somebody might have had such a public facing or, you know, look, because you could be the manager of the Piggly Wiggly in your community. You know, that could be devastating if everybody finds out about something you did. Something about being 16 or a 16-year-old is significant here with these people. I don't know which one. Wedding day in reverse. So this could be like where it's imploding and it's coming to an end here. Curiosity, title card in reverse. April Fools. Maybe this April Fool, somebody's going to be punked. Well, you know, maybe I'm blowing your cover. Somebody was going to blow somebody's cover. Woo! All right, let's see. Wedding day. Oh my gosh, curated image. This was all for appearances. None of this shit's real. I mean, what I'm telling you is what I'm channeling here. Somebody knows about someone in a real fake marriage. It's fake news. It's fake news. You know, like somebody's trying to say, no, dude, don't look over here. Uh-huh. Yeah, real receipts. Tell us more about the receipts, and then we're going to decide which omen we go to next. Yeah, look, it's because somebody's got bad fucking karma. That's why this is happening. This is happening to this couple or the person that you would identify more or would be the most concerned with here. I'm not sure who you are. We have to get into the tarot, and then I'll let you know a little bit more and then help you figure that out. Under real receipts, we have bad karma. There's something that someone did, and this could quite possibly be in the past. Like I said, 16 years old could be in the past, or it could be with the 16-year-old. There, you know, some same-sex thing here, possibly. I don't know. Hazing could be significant. Somebody went to West Point. Okay, let's see. West Point. West Point. North Star? Okay, hang on a second. Somebody could have something recorded about somebody's vehicle, like some OnStar. Isn't that what it used to be called? I don't know if that exists anymore. Elon Musk is significant here. Uh, I don't know why. Okay, so let's see. Real receipts, good karma, and reverse. Somebody's got bad karma. This is like judgment day, judgment day, judgment day. You're being judged. Let's see. They're being judged. I'm judging them. We're judging them. You're the judge. Oh, okay. So that means that there's a judge involved. All right, here we go. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, continue. Tell us more. All right. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, because look, dirty laundry, you saw where that fell right on top of laundry day, wedding day. Somebody was going to air out some, I'm going to leave it exactly the way it was. Somebody was trying to avoid having their dirty laundry aired out. There was a woman who curated an image. Now, we have to be fair. This could be that somebody set up some fake profiles about someone, and the hidden agenda was maybe to make somebody look gay. Like, if you don't do this for me, I don't pay to play, could be significant. Somebody could be a prostitute. Somebody could be a prostitute. Somebody could have some proof that somebody was involved with a prostitute. That word doesn't come out of my mouth. Look at a gold digger. Somebody was going to say, or somebody said a lie. Somebody called somebody a gold digger and they weren't. Somebody may have called somebody a prostitute. Maybe this person was involved with, or your person, or this is you. Somebody was involved with somebody who was not a gold digger, who was not a prostitute. And somebody threatened them, whether they made fake profiles about somebody or curated an image about, but it's in the upright. This is the person curating the image, or curated. I'm saying it past tense as well, so this has already happened. And the devil, the temptation. Somebody did something. All right, I'm going to put gold digger in reverse under the title. It's like this fake marriage. These people, aren't married. Or if you're saying, no, Rita, we're married. I know this story. This is well, what I mean is like it was only a marriage in name. Maybe somebody did it for a title. I hardly think this is about a vehicle title. So I'm thinking this might be like, if it's going to be property, it must be some prime property, some waterfront property, something important to somebody. Somebody's been to Santa Barbara. Somebody stayed at the Four Seasons Biltmore, BBB Biltmore. I did that the other day with the reading too. Better Business Bureau is significant. There could be a business involved in this. We have dirty laundry, laundromat, something like that. Okay, let's see. Chasing clout in reverse, Holy Spirit. Thank you, St. Michael. All right. Chasing clout in reverse. Wow. This is so bad. Oh, I don't feel sorry for whoever allowed this to happen, because anybody knows you need to get help, or you need to say, go ahead, do whatever the fuck you're going to do, because I'm going to sue the shit out of you. Unless, on you, somebody's going to hang somebody's shit on somebody. Somebody hung some shit on somebody. So somebody was trying to frame somebody. There's a potential of somebody trying to frame somebody, but somebody like whatever was a pussy ass bitch and then didn't go through with doing the right thing, which is to say, bring it. Kind of like the Epstein survivors. They don't care. There's an island that's significant here. I'm not saying that it has to do with Epstein's island, but you know what I'm saying. There could be victims here. Whoever this was, sorry, I hope you're not the cross watcher, because if you were the pussy ass bitch that didn't know how to get help to say, look, I'm going to take my embarrassment, you go for it, but you're going to end up in prison by the time we're done. I would have let somebody just expose the fuck out of me. All right, let's see. Just go for it, honey. Just go for it. All right, but somebody didn't do that. They were too much of a chicken shit and too worried about their image, their curated image, or the image that they curated for themselves. Maybe something about their tiny gold stars, or I don't know. Maybe okay, so somebody could have a military career. All right, let's see. Even still, be a man, be a woman, stand up. If the survivors of Epstein could take what they did and still come out and say, this is what happened to me, you got to stand up for yourself. I'm sorry that something could be embarrassing. Somebody could have some hidden cameras somewhere. I don't know. I did say hotel, Four Seasons Biltmore 4 seasons ago, 4 years ago. Okay, something about that. There's some hidden cameras, or there were some hidden cameras, or somebody was trying to plant some hidden cameras. Don't think that that's, so unrealistic. It happens all the time. That's why you got to watch where you stay. Don't be, I know, like, people are really happy to, like, go stay somewhere, like some random, I'm going to rent you out a room in my house, call it an Airbnb. Come on, sugar. You don't know what I've gotten there. Why do you think people have gotten so wise? I know sometimes people that are trying to travel around and trying to save money, and, but you're saving money how? Because then the risk is you could be recorded. Sorry, I'm just giving you this information as it comes to me, but, Yeah, it can happen anywhere and it could happen at a massive hotel chain. The chances are very, very slim. Okay. Because it's much more impersonal at that point. Somebody would have to know where you're going, what you're doing. Whereas if it's a very, like say this is a verbo situation and I'm only talking about this as entertainment, for entertainment purposes only. And obviously I'm making a story here as the cards dictate and I'm speaking these things. And this is a hypothetical. So get the fuck off my back. All right. But whatever this is, in this situation, say you stay at somebody's house. What are you going to do? You don't even know where that information goes. Do you know about the dark web? Somebody knows about the dark web. Did something fake profile in reverse, hidden agenda, curated image. The devil. Dirty laundry, it's hidden. Don't these look like cameras to you, my friend? Look at all of those washing machines. What does that look like to you? Portholes? Doesn't that look like a series of portholes? Doesn't that look like they could be windows, peepholes, peep show, camera? Okay, let's get this out here. I don't know who the fuck these people are, but I'm going to tell you right now that they're pieces of shit. Both of them. I don't care. You're a piece of shit if you didn't stand up and be a man, a pussy ass bitch or a woman. And you're a piece of shit if you're the one that did this to this person. See, that's why you got to expose people. That's why I have to keep exposing people. Take the embarrassment and then sue the shit out of them. All right? That's what you do. You got to be a man. You take your embarrassment for a moment or shut your mouth forever, hold your peace and deal with the fact that you're a pussy. I'm so pissed off at this. PPP. Somebody's name could be Peter, Paul, Mary. Peter, Paul, Mary. Somebody's Peter or Paul, or that's Peter and Paul, or Peter, Paul, and Mary. Okay, so 2 brothers and a sister could have been involved in this, or 2 men and 1 woman. All right, let's see. Let's keep going. Clout chaser, chasing clout. You're the star. The person on the good side of the karma is the star. The one who's not the gold digger, the one who doesn't have to keep receipts on anybody because you're just living your life. And in the meantime, some other stupid pieces of shit are clout chasing, having a prank wedding and fake marriage and certificate. And it's all because I'm scared of you exposing something that I did when I was 16 or with a 16-year-old. Yeah, I could understand if you did something with a minor, yeah, probably. Okay, so we're going to read you your rights because I want you to note that all suspects charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before we ask you any questions, and you have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you choose to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time, and you can't say a damn thing because you're not here and I'm reading you a story. Your story, bitches. All right, here we go. Not you guys, them. Peter, Paul, and Mary. All right, chasing clout in reverse. What a bunch of losers. But I had a feeling here. I had this feeling. I really wanted to use any deck and not this. But for the omens, obviously, I got to go for whatever I feel called to tell this story. Yeah, party scene, baby. Somebody's been to Ibiza, so we've got the party scene in reverse. So somebody was either trying to say that they had stopped partying or you were a part. This is with Gold Digger in reverse. Somebody's trying to say that you were like a party people. Come on, party people. Somebody's trying to say that you were party people, but you weren't. Somebody's trying to say that you were always at the club or, that you're a DJ and that you're doing something, or maybe you're a bartender. Somebody was trying to say that you were at the party scene. And look at that. This totally gives me those portholes again. Look. There you are, all beautiful, having a good time. Maybe you just dance and play music on your boombox or whatever people do. Or, maybe you go to the club and you're not doing a damn thing. Somebody was trying to say that you were a whole lot of things. And you weren't. You're not a gold digger. You have good karma. No need for you to keep receipts. You haven't done anything wrong. Somebody could have done something wrong to you. I hope you weren't the one that went to the hotel with somebody, because that's exactly where I think that this person was ramping it up, getting the courage. Because, what if you were the one that was set up? Maybe you're not in the married, they're married. So marry. Okay. Helena or Helen, Isaac. Yeah, look. Double life right under hidden agenda. Now, they could have been saying that you had a double life and you didn't. I mean, there you are. It's in the upright, but it's under hidden agenda. The hidden agenda was possibly to say that you were leading a double life And this is happening concurrently. Like people are slandering you, and at the same time, like they're in a clusterfuck because some gay people love each other, but somebody else, I think this woman over here is like, you better marry me, or I'm the gold digger. I'm going to marry you to save face and your gold star and your title, and we'll have an open marriage as long as you're paying me. You keep up this fake wedding day and this fake profile with me. I curate the image. You shut the fuck up and be a bitch, and we'll let the devil, somebody sleeping with the enemy, somebody's living for the devil. Doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to be any, if I get serious woo woo, I'm going to let you know. Okay, fake profile, clarifying fake profile. Disgusting people here. This is all disgusting. Here you are, like not doing shit. Maybe you like to go to the club. You don't do anything. Maybe you're over there sipping on a Pepsi Cola, and people are trying to say that you're one thing or another and you never were. Somehow you were involved with one of these people. It has to be because, or I guess it could be a relative. Somehow let's just say, this is a story. Okay. So we've got pulling strings under fake profile. What I tell you, somebody was setting you up, pulling the strings, or somebody was being puppeted, and look at secret affair under wedding day. Now, this could be that the people who got married, April Fools, maybe they got married on April Fools, hidden agenda. Somebody was punked. Somebody was pranked. We don't have any other days of the year that this could apply to. Although I do get this for some reason, even though there's flowers there, I do get Christmas. I don't know why. It looks like spring. Christmas, spring. Christmas, spring. Something about the spring. Somebody needs to be... Maybe somebody was sprung on the same sex here. And this bitch over here is like wrecking your life. I don't know, because then unless you are also the same sex as everybody here, and there's only one bitch who isn't, maybe you are, okay, wait, you could be the counterpart to the gay person. Okay, I say that with all the respect I have. I mean, like, you could just be the other gay person. And this bitch jumped in and fucked up your relationship. And it was, but I want you to remember, even if you're the person, and if all of you are gay, except for this one, but she could be gay too. This could be, carpet muncher over here. This, like, sorry, that's how it came out. The initial C or M could be significant. But this woman, this was the gold digger. The gold digger, it was never you. You weren't the gold digger. You weren't the party scene. You weren't, okay, so you know what this would tell me here, if this is about gay people? This double life, you weren't leading a double life. You were exactly who you were. If everybody knows you're gay, you're just gay. Okay, good. All right, let's have crackers and cheese. All right, Steve? Yeah, somebody here either wasn't gay, because for all I know, you're not gay, and you didn't know that the person that you were dating, maybe you were supposed to get married on April 1st. Whatever this is, I got two men there, and I can't deny that. So I'm going to see it two ways, because obviously I can't just, have such a myopic view that I ignore all the potentials here. There were two people having a relationship. The chasing clout makes me think of Wedding Crashers. Somebody fucked this up and said, I'm going to use the real receipts and I'm going to expose you. If you don't marry me and create the fake wedding while I've got fake profiles, we could fake this whole fucking thing. Maybe somebody knows about the hidden cameras or was the one that set up the hidden cameras, because we still have bad karma. Honey, I don't care if you're gay, straight, or, whatever, whatever this is for you, I'm glad that you're not in it anymore, because it seems like you are way out of this loop. Good. Okay, because you're not the one with bad karma. You're the one with good karma. Somebody's got receipts. All right, clarifying dirty laundry. Clarify curated image, dirty laundry. I did say dark web. Okay, so we've got, look, it's in the challenge and it goes to secret affair. Because this is like an open relationship. Let's just say that this woman successfully got some man. You could be African-American, to pink roses could be significant, African-American, and you marry somebody. Let's just say you don't have to be anything, but there's a woman. She marries this man. Oh shit, look at this. I never noticed that before. Let me show you. Do you see the two men there? Look at the one right here. Look very carefully at this African-American guy. I mean, he could be Puerto Rican for all I know. Somebody's Puerto Rican. And then we have wedding day. Look at how similar these two men look. Look how dissimilar this one looks from this one, right? Hidden agenda. But then let me show you pulling strings. This is the person pulling strings. Doesn't necessarily look like that woman, but it certainly doesn't look like that man. Okay, so it was the woman pulling strings, inner turmoil, challenged. This, look at this. The person pulling strings, male or female, open relationship, secret affair. Look at the hair. He's got like a faux hawk thing going on. Look at the hair. Yeah, secret affairs here. This is an open marriage because it's like this man is gay. Okay, this could be a person who's in the military who's gay and doesn't want people to know how deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? Well, it's deep, honey, because you're fucked up right now. And we've got the we got the inner turmoil. Again, the image of two men. Honey, I think that somebody out here will understand this. You were in a relationship with a gay man. You could have noticed that the sex wasn't any good. It wasn't working, or there was something. Okay, so I don't want to have to. Okay, so like erectile dysfunction. Well, couldn't get it up because you're not him. Okay, doesn't mean they didn't love you. Doesn't mean that they didn't like you as an interesting person. But people are attracted to the person they're attracted to. The gender, like if you're gay, you're just gay. There's nothing, but there's a whole hell of a wrong when a person who is gay tries to have a relationship with. So maybe you're a woman and this is a gay man and there was another woman involved in here and it wasn't exactly what you might think, because this is just a person who's a string puller, could have been a friend, okay? Or they could have known each other. They could have attempted to have a relationship or relations and see like that this shit's not working. Okay, we can't even have like, where's the sex? Like what is that all about? Something was wrong. Something was wrong. Inner turmoil. Somebody could be very much in their head about being gay. Like maybe they don't want to be gay or they're not sure they're gay. Get some fucking help. Okay? If you can't figure this out on your own, yeah, look it. You were in a situationship and look at that. There's the arrows are going in 4 different directions. Everybody has their own agenda. And that could indicate 2 couples. All right, let's see. Boy, oh boy. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, which nobody, yeah, I'm going to deny it right now. Somebody's not a good fella. Good fellas, good fellas, good fellas, good Will Hunting. William. Okay, real receipts. Now let's move on to this bitch over here with the dirty laundry. 7-Eleven. Somebody's name is Cheryl. Somebody's name is Isaiah. I almost said Isaac twice. Remember that. Somebody's name is Joni J. Mitchell. Uh-huh. Okay. It trickles in, huh? Look at that. Man, again, misunderstood. The person with the shaved head. Not sure if it's the same person. Remember, this deck was probably created with AI. AI is significant. Artificial intelligence is significant. Some kind of AI camera is significant. AI cameras, camera. Something's on camera. Somebody's compromised. Misunderstood. Yeah, this woman, I don't feel sorry for this man who's all fucked up in the fake fucking marriage. Oh, don't you think that I feel bad for that? In fact, if you're from the military, I feel bad for the whole fucking military that you can't even be yourself. Okay? Because we have rules against what can and can't happen. And no, I'm not in the military. So no, I don't know exactly. But yeah, an entire half of my family is in the military. And I do have my own blood relatives in the military. It's just, yeah, no, nobody does this shit. I don't feel sorry for you, whoever you are, cross-watcher. If you're cross-watching, shut the fuck up. I don't know why I feel that. Okay, but I feel like I have to say, STFU. All right, let's see. Have I hit my F-bomb quota yet? I don't know. I don't care. All right, let's see. This is pissing me off. Yeah, this is so unfair to you. If this is your story and you're like, Rita, it was me. I was the one that, lost everything in this. I lost a relationship. Well, I want to give you a little piece to let you know. Maybe you never had a relationship, honey, and you had that situationship because it wasn't that you're not worthwhile or lovable or beautiful and wonderful and such good company and such an amazing, sweet soul. It's just there's fucked up people in the world. Look at the world around us now. Look at the world around you. Something about the World Wide Web. Somebody's on the internet. That's pissing somebody off? Okay, let's see. Whatever it is, keep talking because they wanted you to either dig your own grave or they were going to dig a grave for you with gold digger in reverse. And you know what? Let me tell you right now, both of these people knew, whether you knew them both. I don't know how well. Well, obviously, you're in a relationship with one of them. I don't think it's that bitch over here. You know what? Everybody knew that you were a good person. And that's why they chose you. All right. Something were satanic ritual abuse. Okay. I don't know, man. I didn't want to say that, but we do have Satan over here with the devil. Fuck you, devil. We rebuke you. Okay. So let's see. In reverse, we have canceled. Somebody tried to cancel you. Whether it was with the gold digger card, like there's a shovel there. Okay. You know what I'm saying. Or this was trying to get you canceled on the internet or canceled on your platform or canceled your Instagram or your YouTube or whatever the fuck. Start 5 more channels and back them all up. Okay. If you're on the internet and this is happening to you now, start multiple channels and just back them all up. Backing up, backing up, backing up. My daddy taught me good. Okay, wait. Shmoyoho? Shmoyoho? Okay. Somebody's Goyim. All right, let's see. All right, we're going to clarify. I'm going to cover that bitch devil up right there. That woman's a bitch, and she is the devil. All right, you don't have to actually be Satan to embody Satan. You just have to let him take you over. And that's what probably happened here. These people are so weak. That's what, do you see what happens with weakness? Weakness of character, a lack of moral compass, a lack of a strong mind. Yeah. It would be easy for me to say, oh, and this was in the reverse, that, there's a bunch of people walking around that are mentally ill. Yes, they are. Do you think that they're ever going to have access to or voluntarily take the MMPIs or any other standardized testing to see how mentally ill they are? No. Okay. Most of them try to avoid that like the plague. Somebody has a disease. Somebody could be diseased. It could be either because of this relationship or because this woman over here with the curated image was the one carrying the disease, or they're trying to blame you for a disease, but you've got good karma, so it's not you. It's like, how the hell could you get a disease or give a disease and like you're not sleeping with these people? I don't know how that works. You go to the doctor, they probably don't go to the doctor, or they avoid getting tested. Or maybe the issue is they've already been tested. Star in reverse, bad health. Okay, let's see. Well, that's what you get, okay? The devil. All right, canceled in reverse. Tried to get you canceled and it backfired immediately. I don't know what they did, but we're going to see that. Let's see. Oh, shit, we better hurry here. 42 minutes. This has been like the cards are just talking. Everybody's talking. Everybody's talking at me. I don't hear a word they're saying. Only the echoes in my mind. All right, so people are talking shit and you're like, I don't care. I don't even hear you. I don't know you. I don't even know you. Okay, so we have making peace. Here comes a superhero wearing, what to me it's like a giant ass Mercedes-Benz logo, but it's peace. Yeah, but who wears peace on the chest like that? The only reason why, in the old black and whites that Clark Kent ripped off his shirt was to show you that he was Superman because it was a fucking show. So you needed to know who he was if you hadn't figured it out. That's why the emblem was on the chest, okay? Somebody's making a show of it. Somebody wants to make peace with the person, the earth angel with the good karma. Somebody has real receipts. Maybe you just know too much, honey. And they want you to be quiet. Somebody's a psychic. All right, you remote viewed this, or you're remote viewing this, or like we're remote viewing it right now. Yeah, look, at somebody's numbing out. They're sitting there, sitting at the dock of the bay. Yeah. Wasting time. Let's see. Somebody's just sitting at the dock of the bay. All right. I did get that West Coast. We did get Epstein's Island. I don't want to. Okay, maybe somebody here really is associated with J.E. and Ghislaine, who deserves the guillotine. All right, let's see. She's free, okay? I said it. I said all the time. She's been seen. All right, somebody knows this information. Somebody could be an official of high rank. Somebody could be involved with the government, knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, shut up, Rita, shut up, Rita. Shut the fuck up. That's why I said STFU. Somebody's initials could have S, T, F, or U. All right, let's see. I just said that for fun. Let's just get a few more, and then we're going to rip through. Again with the numbing out. Sitting at the dock of the bay, wasting time. Somebody's name is Otis or Redding, California could be significant, or there's something Otis Media. Somebody could be having an issue with the ear. I'm not a doctor. Okay, I just read a lot of books. Here we go. Yeah, status symbol, numbing out. Somebody got married for status or because they were a pussy-ass bitch and they were offered, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Somebody was offered money for silence, and now that person is numbing out. That could be your person that's numbing out. Like, I didn't even want to marry this fucking bitch, but because I was a pussy ass bitch, I left the love of my life, which could be this man over here, because I'm more worried about what people think about me and my gold star. Oh my God. We give gold stars to children. Okay. I'm not ameliorating your problems here. I'm not trying to make light of them, but yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. You got married to somebody for clout or for money or because you were threatened. But either way, you're a pussy ass bitch because you didn't do anything about it. And I'm not talking to you collective. I'm literally having dialogue with your person or the person involved, the one that's got all of my attention here. All right. Somebody wanted all of your attention. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of your attention. Okay, let's see. Fine. But, what were they giving you? Something fake or an illusion? Something fake. Something's fake. Something was an illusion. Maybe they were trying to hurry up and marry you before something bad happened. I don't know because I don't really see that either. But, this isn't going to tell me that much here. Okay, yeah, clean slate. Somebody can't start over with you because you is gone. And you was gone. Okay, so hee-haw is significant. Somebody my age, somebody's old as fuck. All right, let's see. We're going to leave that devil bitch out there. Look, in case the cross watcher's watching, look what you did. Look what you did. Look what you gave into. Look what you gave into. Okay, because you were weak, because you needed to fight this. You need to pray and ask the Holy Spirit to cleanse you because you're all sorts of fucked up. All right, let's see. I'm not, your judge, jury, or executioner. Somebody could be facing the judge, the jury, and the executioner all at once. I mean, maybe somebody feels like they're being like, maybe they're like, oh my God, this woman's calling me out and I don't even know you, bitch. Well, bitch, I don't know you either. Okay, you don't know somebody. I know what we'll do. Let's get some of this weird shit because we're in so deep. Somebody's in so deep. Somebody's in so deep. Somebody's in so deep. That's gross. I don't want to know about that. Okay, but it's not like those people aren't having sex because that's some kind of a gay marriage. And the very least for the faction of you that it wasn't a gay marriage and that man isn't gay, well, he might as well have been gay because he was a bitch. But at the same time, that person wasn't being, like you knew that there was something wrong. You knew that there was something wrong. Love didn't feel like that. Love didn't feel like that. Love doesn't feel like that. Love didn't feel like that. Love didn't feel like that. What does it feel like then? Okay. I don't know. You tell me. All right. So we've got the black light. Their secrets are being exposed. Definitely. And we've got somebody who's Chinese. We've got the Two of Swords. Somebody who couldn't make a decision. Black light. Wow. Okay. Not going to take it because I really wasn't focused on it. I was looking at that devil card again. Okay, somebody's looking at the devil and saying, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Letting the days go by. The talking heads. Something's on the news. Something's going to be on the news. Water flowing underground. Okay, so there's water flowing underground. This news is going everywhere, whether this person tries to stop it or not. You could try to dam up a river, but you can't stop the water flowing underground. All right? Something about a water table that's very high. A water table that's very high. A very high water table. Okay, so somebody could have some property that has water running through it. And if you don't have property that's running through it, you're next to the water. Okay, so I said Santa Barbara. We said an island. It could be one or the other, or it doesn't have to be any. This could be, a farm with some water rights. Okay, here we go. Irrigation is significant here. A hosing is significant. I hope this person gets hosed. I don't know what these people did, but I hope they get whatever they deserve because we all have to pay for our own karma, and we do, and we should. Somebody's name is either Karma or Carmen. Okay, let's see. Carmen Gia is significant. A Volkswagen is significant. Germany is significant. Somebody is or is not German. Like maybe they say they're German, but they're not. Maybe they're covering up for the fact that, this could be like somebody who's Israeli. I don't know where that came from. All right, must be coming from the news. Something's on the news. Okay, let's go. Holy Spirit, holy angels. Disgusting. Oh, fuck me. All right, let's see. Okay. Can we just cuddle? No, bitch, we're not cuddling. You've already rejected this person. You don't want to, look, if you're heterosexual, you're like, I don't want to have anything to do with this because we're not the same. I'm straight, you're gay. We can't be together. I'm gone. Maybe that's why you left somebody or that's why this was always going to implode. We've got a kids meal and teddy bears are scary. Somebody could, remember what I'm talking about? 16 candles. Somebody, a little girl was just too little. This has happened to me a couple of times now where I keep seeing stuff like this. But everybody needs to expose it. I'm just doing my part of exposing things the way that I can. Always hopeful that the people that need this or the people that need to understand that they need to report this and that they need to stand up and fight for their rights and do the best they can. There's something significant about the survivors of that Jeffrey motherfucker. Okay, so we've got the Three of Wands and trust like a turkey, child-sized mini-me, acid bath, and a ranch. Somebody owns a ranch or lives on a ranch. Okay, somebody couldn't make a decision. This sucks. Okay, so spiritual gifts. We've got Mercury, communication, spiritually cooked. Somebody's into spirit cooking. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting into that somebody here was doing some kind of weird magic or bullshit, Bohemian Grove kind of 40-foot fucking owl, because all of those people have erectile dysfunction. So they got to look at a big fucking thing that's sticking up into the sky. The Washington Monument could be significant. All right, so we've got art, NASCAR, art performance, Queen of Cups. It was a performance. Somebody wanted to do something or get you to go somewhere really fast. I drive a fast car. Somebody was trying to move you to go somewhere. Somebody's trying to move you. You were supposed to go. They were probably going to fucking spirit cook you and call it performance art or makeup. Water, 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 water. Okay. Acid bath. Somebody, okay, you know where I'm going with this. For some of you, you're going to understand that this is what was out there and that you were saved by the divine grace that is Jesus. Okay. You were cloaked. Somebody with a cloak. Somebody was cloaked from the people in the cloak. All right, let's continue. Damn. Battery on Leo. Leo, Leo for money, money. Money, honey. Oh, a political in. Somebody had in 6 of Cups. Somebody was old friends with somebody who was covering up like their domestic, violence. Battery on Leo. But Leo, Leo, money, money, political in. 6 of Cups. Somebody had friends that are in law enforcement. Could be part of the people that had, well, let's see, some dirt on somebody. Awakening. Awakening. No. Attacking you in your sleep. Somebody's trying to attack you with some kind of projection and you're like fucking beating their asses in the astral realm. All right, so somebody had some political affiliations or had an in. I don't care if it's like Podunk, Mayberry, whatever. Somebody's name could be May. Somebody's name could be Barry. Okay, so here somebody had some ties to somebody that could do something to you or cover up what they were doing to you, or they were all in it and they were going to harvest your energy. I know that sounds fantastic, but look at what's being uncovered now. Okay, anonymous is significant. You know why they're helping us. All right, let's go. Hackers are significant. Somebody tried to hack you, was hacking you for all the wrong reasons. Giving me a million reasons to let you go. Giving me a million reasons to quit the show. Somebody gave you a million and fucking one. Okay, you already knew it was bad. Boom, she was gone. You were gone real quick. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we've got the chief financial officer and we have the 9 of swords. Somebody's really struggling over the money for their business. Could be the money laundering operation or could be the hidden camera operation. Could have something to do with that. And we have a satanic cult. Do you see how this works? Right there. Let's just call it what it is. CFO doesn't have to be chief financial officer, but it's somebody who's in a high position. We also did get a political in. Now we have real estate owned, real estate, money laundering. Something here is associated or connected to money laundering or the purchase of real estate. Now, real estate owned is when a bank takes back a property because it's not being paid for. It becomes part of the portfolio of real estate owned. Somebody could be in banking, somebody could be in real estate. Either way, they got owned. All right, so we have interstate and we have the King of Pentacles. So this would be the person who owns the real estate, is the most involved in the real estate, is the person who could be the banker, the baker, the candlestick maker, but this is the one who owns the business. There's some issues here. They're losing properties, are going to have to forfeit property, or maybe those 2 bitches are getting divorced and then you take this, I take this was mine, that was yours. All right, but somebody else is saying, no, bitch, what's yours is yours, but what's yours is also mine. And somebody's going to have to go to court over this. All right, let's just get another row. They could already be in court. This could have already happened. You're the only one that knows this story because I'm reading it from this perspective. Perspective is significant. Cameras are, I'm going to keep saying the hidden cameras are going to say everything. And this is something that's going to come out, or it's already out, or that's why somebody tried to say, I'm going to out you because I know you placed hidden cameras in that room you're renting out of your garage or whatever the hell that is. Somebody knew about it and forced somebody out of a relationship with somebody else and into a relationship with the other one. Yeah, look, let's just take it right off the bat. Gambling is significant. Somebody could have a gambling addiction. Las Vegas, Nevada is significant, or Nevada. Angelic protection, 777. And there was an imposter, somebody trying to impersonate you, and or somebody trying to say, maybe somebody manipulated something digitally here, okay? Anonymous isn't going to do that, so don't try to connect the two. We have a translator. You're the only one from the past they bring up. Somebody keeps bringing you up. You're all up in somebody's mouth. Okay, so let things play out. Stream. What am I telling you? That could either be water, I doubt it, or a streaming service. Somebody has done something with somebody's, either private moments or unsuspectingly, we're being recorded. All right, that's what it is. Somebody with curly hair. So somebody has curly hair in here. Patience is key, and they did something unforgivable. Maybe they did something unforgivable to the curly-haired person or the person with the curly hair. Carrie. Somebody's name is Carrie. Somebody's name is Terry. Terry. Cheryl. Yul Brenner. I don't know. Unforgivable. All right. They feel everything they projected onto you. People can tell there's something wrong with them. Something about, drinking, docket, and escapism. There's somebody who could be Indian here. Now, I don't know if that's Native American, and I can't really remember how I channeled that. The initial J is significant. J and Pentacles, right? King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is the initial J. Indian. But this could be like Pakistan. Is somebody from Pakistan? And hostess. All right. So you're either hostess at a restaurant. This is about a restaurant, or this is about a hotel and you're the hostess. I mean, the hostess with the mostest, or maybe you're an Airbnb host or hostess. Oh, well, Verbo. Okay. And we've got called you crazy, but you were crazy like a fox. Okay. And we have dirty deeds and a cop. And look at 666. I'm going to put that here. So there could be a cop that is literally in a satanic cult. Only take it if it applies, you'll know. And like hang the rest loosely. Just don't stretch it to make it fit. It should not be like that. You shouldn't have to force this to fit. If it doesn't fit you at all and you're like, yeah, that's interesting, well, then watch it for the sake of performance art, okay? Maria Abramovich. So we've got Highway Patrol, and there are the stars again. Somebody could be a gold star family or could have a couple of stars. They're a joker, though. This is Highway Patrol. Somebody could be in law enforcement. Doesn't have to be, but think military. Somebody who wears a uniform. But I don't. If I write Highway Patrol, this is in no way the chef at a 2-star restaurant. Okay, it's too funny. Okay, somebody has had a VBAC, so the initial B could be significant, VB, or somebody's had a vaginal birth after a cesarean section. Good job for you. Somebody co-signed a setup. Somebody tried to set you up, and this is at the Golden Nugget or just at a casino, and we've got an alcoholic. Somebody's drunk on blood. Something about April 19th through May 1st. Blood sacrifice. Mayday. Well, Anonymous is going to help us out. And the Beltane, all right? Here we go. God bless Anonymous. We have nobody else that we can trust. Okay? Seriously, that's how I feel. We can only trust them. All right, let's see. Like, if anybody's going to be able to protect you, or if anybody's going to be able to do this, somebody here could be involved in Anonymous, but in a good way. Maybe it's Anonymous that's going to say, I'm going to go ahead and help you out here and speed this along. Maybe Anonymous already did get involved or something like that. Okay, so there's something very significant about April 19th through May 1st, okay, so Bohemian Grove is significant. There, I said it. There, you got it. All right. The cremation of care. Somebody was cremated. Somebody like took out a family member or friend or took them to Bohemian Grove and offered them up to Moloch. All right, so here we go. We've got photocopier, copy machine, trying to be you on cheap paper. There we go. The cheap paper was that document that isn't official, or an official has a document that isn't real, or it's obviously not a real marriage. It's a fake marriage. Nobody wanted to be in this except for one person that wanted money or something. A female involved in trying to hurt you. All right, so let's get these together. Boy, this is just, somebody's hot under the collar. Maybe I'm pissing you off and you're the op and you are the cross watcher. Okay, if that's not the case, then we are just going to keep airing this out and seeing how we get you some resolution here, something fair. Resolution is fair. Somebody's going to come to a fair resolution. They're going to have to, because it looks like, we'll see in the tarot. I was going to say this ends up in court anyway. They didn't try to stop the ego. King of Cups, a love bomber. Missouri is significant. False allegations, ego bigger than their dick. Okay, that says it all. Something about Friday, 7 of Wands, keep pushing. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go to this crazy stack here because I just want to see, I should go to the Cosmic Tarot, but that's going to piss me off because I know where this is going. All right, you know where this is going, or you know where it's going because it already happened to you. Lady Gaga? If it happened to you, something happened to you. Somebody did something to you. It's just that I feel like you somehow escaped here by a hair. Well, not a hair, a feather, because the holy angels are the ones that saved you from this. You don't want to be. Look, imagine if you were the one in that weird ass marriage. Oh my God. You could have been with somebody that you were like, maybe they're not gay, maybe they're shy, or, because sex is not that important and they can't, they can't get it up anymore. And what the fuck? Okay, never mind. I'm making excuses for somebody who sucks anyway. Here we go. I don't care if somebody can't get it up. Nobody does the kind of shit that we just saw here. Nobody does that except people like that. So just consider yourself lucky if somehow the angels came and fucking took care of you. God bless you. All right, let's see. Holy Spirit, holy angels. Scary shit. Yeah, look at. I'm telling the truth. This is the truth. Ace of Swords right off the bat. King of Cups in reverse. If that person comes near you to try to offer you an apology, I'm going to tell you right now, it isn't about offering you an apology. Nobody with an ego bigger than their dick is going to come and apologize to you, because you did not appear anywhere in this reading. Whoever you are, flip and switch the roles and the genders and whatever that is, I don't care. I'm only trying to deliver this message to you as best I can. You didn't appear anywhere in their mess, so why is this person appearing to you as a challenge? They're trying to challenge the fact that you know the truth, and the truth set you free. And the Ace of Swords, what is that, hon? That's speaking the truth. You're talking. All right, so you must have told somebody about this. You must have said something about this. Uh-huh. You were like, yeah, look, you know, it was a cup turned over, but it's all right. Somehow you have just said, yeah, it's okay. Because Ace of Cups in reverse to me still is an ace, but it's like it's poured out. You took that cup and said, yeah, I'm going to cut my losses right here. All right, let's see. Doesn't mean it didn't hurt you. I don't mean to say that you weren't hurt or anything. Fading influence, yeah. Look at Two of Pentacles. They're trying to come in to tell you that they're not juggling anymore. They could be trying to tell you that they don't have any money. I doubt somebody with an ego bigger than their dick is going to come tell you that they don't have enough money. In fact, this is the type of person that is a showboater. You know what I mean? They try to live beyond their means because they want to, you know, obviously because they're compensating, they got to pretend that they've got, you know, it's like it's a big truck scenario. All right, let's see. I see you, kitty. Okay, let's see. I see you. I see you. Either somebody's in the ICU or they were experiencing some kind of illness, or they see you and they're watching. Who cares? Look at me. Watch this. You can watch all you want. What the fuck are you going to do? Okay, here we go. I want you to speak out like that. Somebody has a platform. Look, and the challenge is the fact that this person is still married. If that thing hasn't gone to the divorce court yet, which so far we're not seeing any of those cards, that thing right there is already the challenge. What are they going to do? Come in and apologize and say, I'm so sorry that I got married. Get the fuck out of here. You don't want to be with somebody who's like into the opposite, you know, into the same sex, and you're straight. Okay. That's such a huge message here. There's no denying that's going to be for a huge group of you. Okay. So we've got the Six of Pentacles. They're going to be like, I'm trying to come in here and make this right. Or you're making it right for yourself. And you're like, no, bitch, because I'm already living my life. Six of Pentacles, good karma. All right, here we go. You have good karma. So that's for you. What do they want? God, who cares? Even if they were telling the truth and they were sorry, you don't need this person in your environment. Yeah, look at Three of Wands. If I could turn back time. Somebody wants to turn back time. You're like, fuck you, go away. I don't want you here. I'm having a good life. Leave me alone. I've got new life, new love, new projects, new things. Okay, so, and whatever. You're just happy. They're going to say, because I'm so apathetic, because, you know, I'm trying to, you know, feel better about this. You don't let me offer you something, or you're like, look, leave me alone. Now you're making me think about this again. They're like, but take my fucking cup. Although I don't think so, because that's the universe handing you a cup, you know, and that person, that's not you, because you're coming out with good karma, Six of Pentacles, and they're like, turn back time. Okay. Share. Somebody's name could Cheryl. Cheryl, domestic abuse. Okay. So now we have the Eight of Cups. Honey, you walked away. And you're carrying your own burdens. You're taking your own way. You're making your own way, making your own path. You're just carrying it, saying, let me follow through on what I'm doing. You go away. Why? Because in the past, you didn't use your intuition. You didn't know how to catch that intuition. You just missed those nudges, or you knew that you were going to have to go through this to get your own spiritual level up. But I'm telling you that there was something here that was missed. Something was missed here. Let's go over it again. What? Okay. I'm going to have to be a bitch because we're already into an hour here. Tell me about this. What did that person really want to accomplish with you? Let's get a few more and flip it, switch it, and reverse it. Okay. What did they want to accomplish with you? Damn. Yeah. They're like, I'm the King of Pentacles now. Really? Good for you. You can't turn back the hands of time. Okay. That's a long time ago. Or it could be 5 months ago. This is a year ago. Something about a year is significant, or years are significant. Let's see. Something could be 6 years ago. Yeah, look at, because they're like, I'm crying over you. Oh, keep crying, honey. We all have to get through our own nightmares. Boogeyman gonna get you? All right, let's see. So somebody's just in hell, okay? Somebody's in hell over you, but I don't want you to feel sorry for this person. In fact, I'm going to parse my words and I'm going to frame them in such a way that you understand that you are not going to feel sorry for this person because they're only sorry that you got away and they're only sorry that you figured out that potentially they're a gay man. All right, let's see. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah. Look at Page of Swords. They can't watch you anymore. They're looking the opposite direction. Maybe they don't even know that you moved to Kalamazoo. All right. Let's see. Ontario, Canada is significant. Yeah, look, they're crying, but they want to fight with you. Do you see what I'm saying? They're crying and I want to fight with you. Or they want to cry and tell you, look over this way because I'm actually going through a contentious divorce. I'm not sure, but they want to fight with you or somebody's fighting with them. What do they want? Your advice now? Okay, let's see what's in the near future. They want you to comfort them and make them feel better about themselves? Go away. No, look, honey, they want to work on things with you. 1986 could be significant. They want to work on things with you. Yes. I'm ready to put in the work now, Mom. I'm ready to put in the work now. I'm ready now. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. You're ready now. But the rest of us have moved on, okay? Sorry, we don't go back in time, okay? We don't go back in time. Back to the Future was a movie. All right? Yeah, look at no new beginning. You're going to say no. You're going to say no because you've already figured everything out on your own. You're not even the same person. You made a bad decision in the past. They're trying to make a decision now, and you're still saying no. That would be a no in the reverse. They should just stay away from you. Okay, and here we go. Yeah, look at because there still is one too many there, isn't there? They're saying, oh, quite possibly. Well, because remember, there's two other people in this card that you can't see because this is Hanson Roberts, but there was one too many people there. Why would you have anything to do with somebody that put you in a third party situation or had one or two more people there that shouldn't have been? Or were listening to the bullshit that other people were telling them or telling them actually with pentacles, it would be telling them what to do. Okay? Why would you do that to yourself? Now, look, if you're 21 years old and this is going on with somebody in about your age group, well, I know you're learning. All I can do is speak it to you. The rest of us, we're quite long in the tooth, and we already know. Okay? Now, if somebody's got some intellectual development issues and, or some emotional stunting, I don't know what to say because that's not my pay grade there, okay? Somebody could be in therapy. They could tell you that they're in therapy. I can't prove that, though, because nothing has come out about that. But they said, yeah, look, they're just like you're afraid they want a new beginning. That's you being afraid, like, what? You want a new beginning? Where? How? On what planet? Which dimension do you come from? Pray tell. Somebody's trying to pray. Maybe they do feel differently about you and they don't hate you and they just want to fight you because they'd rather have you do something. You're not talking to somebody. There's no communication here. They're just like in their head, at night, but I don't see you two communicating. This is somebody you don't communicate with. High Priestess in reverse. Eight of Pentacles. Want to work on it. Work on what, honey? Nobody's here. Okay. Yeah, look. Again, they're like, I want to lay down my arms. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to carry weapons anymore. I don't carry weapons anymore. Somebody could be in law enforcement. But they're saying, I give up. I feel beat down. I just didn't want everybody. What is this? Okay, they don't want to fight you. But the 7 there is concerning because it's in the reverse. So it's like, I give up. What? You're going to come back to my collective because you give up? What? Like, is a collective the next best option? If the collective will just like lay down and settle? Look there's the other 7. There's the 7 of Swords. They don't want you to know that they were the ones talking shit about you and could have been, really making stories about you. Okay, somebody could have been making stories about you. One more pass and then we're going to call it good. Too many, Spirit. In fact, let's kind of clear the deck. Somebody's on the deck about face. Okay, so somebody's in the military. Okay, well, could have been ROTC. What do I know? All right, here we go. My brother was in the ROTC. Okay, so yeah, I do know a little bit, not much. The few, the proud. Somebody could be in the Marines. Yeah. Because here's the Queen of Wands, so that's you. Sexy, successful, happy, male, female, whatever. You know what to do. You could have a kitty cat. All right, let's see. You could have a little orange tabby cat or just a cat, okay? You're out there, natural, feeling energetic. If you're a man, your wand is in good working order. You're just like I'm healthy, man. I'm going to go out here and plant some sunflowers. Okay. So somebody likes sunflowers. Sunflowers are significant. Honeybees are significant. Okay. And we have the devil. Baby. Because that's the temptation. Here's that bitch. No, bitch. We rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. They're gone. Okay. So just say no. Remember, it's a test. Mercury retrograde. Do not forget this because that is the last portal that is closed, not porthole. This is the last portal with this eclipse. Okay. And it's in Pisces. So look up your transiting astrology to see what house Pisces Virgo axis is. Virgo Pisces axis. Look to see. Yeah. Because you pulled it all out yourself, out of the mud. The magician saying, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to get a job over there, frying burgers at the White Castle. White castles are significant. White. The name white or a white building. Castles. All right. Sand castles. Sand. Beaches. All right. Let's see. Bette Midler. All right. In the crowning influence, Betty. Yeah. Look you're not even grieving over this anymore. You're like, Rita, what? That's already 5 cups ago. I don't, Okay. So we're just talking about this to know this is a cycle that's wrapping up for you because we're in the energetic sphere of influence. Robert De Niro, that this is over now. Oh, not going to take it too many. It must have been love, but it's over now. Okay. So yeah, you're like, yeah, that's over. It must have been love, but it wasn't. Okay, you thought it was. Damn. Okay, so here we go. Near future, there's some healing here that needs to complete. That's what the star is for. The star would be astrology. For some of you, this could be very recent, so you wouldn't be completely healed. For others, that influence, this temptation coming in, this disruption. That's why it's best to make sure that they cannot reach you, that they will not talk to you. Just avoid this person like the plague because they have the plague of some kind. Legion. All right, let's see. American Legion, Foreign Legion is significant. Somebody's an ambassador. Goodwill ambassador. Somebody's an ambassador. Let it all go. Here we go. Wow. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, look you already made your decision. 2 of Swords. It's already been decided. Wow. And yeah, you already decided. You're like, you dropped the bomb on it. You said, that's it. That's it. That's it. That is the final tower. You were the tower. You were their karma. I hope you know that they were, the universe, if you want to call it that, in its divine wisdom, set up in divine timing and in divine order, orchestrated somebody with an ego bigger than their dick. I know that sounds ridiculous, but, I got to put it the way that I hear it. And that is what their test was to see if goodness and kindness, again, with that, something's making noise here. Do you hear that? I'm getting that Beauty and the Beast reference, right? Somebody just wasn't kind. Somebody was cruel to you. And that's what they will receive. And now they're going to live the rest of their lives with this because the tower has a significant sphere of influence, wouldn't you say? Yeah, you never forget that, especially if you're falling out of a window. And look at this. You're hoping for a renewal, Ace of Cups, with yourself. Now, again, we see this 4 of Cups. I can't deny that seeing the 4 and the 5, that this has changed you. For some of you that are feeling like you're still, what is that? Do you hear that? I don't know what it's making that sound. For those of you that are in a situation where this is very fresh, I apologize if what I'm saying is really explosive and could be making you feel unhappy. But you already know this. That's why you chose this thumbnail. And that's why I'm just here. I'm a guide, okay? I'm just a guide. There are spirit guides. There are spirit guides that are on Earth. I'm one of them. Welcome to the fold, okay? Let's see, what's the summary here? And so I'm just trying, I'm the type, I get these kind of jobs because I get to speed things up. Speeding up the timeline is significant, not going back in time, honey. Yeah, you're going to celebrate. There's something new coming in. There's a new relationship coming in. And because I get a feeling that I'm talking to people that this is very recent for, like recent, because if you consider that, the cups are months, you could have had this happen 4 months ago. 5 months ago. I'm sorry, honey. For others, it's going to be 4 or 5 years ago. And so you're on a different timeline trajectory. All right, let's see. Let's go one more time just because we can. And it's not going to really change much here in terms of the uploading time. So let's just do it. This is timeless Rio. Baby, look. Okay. Look what you avoided. I told you that you are the Queen of Wands. You could have been the one that ended up married, true. They were trying to marry you because they were a player. This was never going to be a loyal person. This person doesn't carry or wear a star. This isn't the star. This is somebody dishonorable. This is somebody dishonest. This is somebody who's only out for themselves. That's all they are. Do you see that? Did I miss a card in here, or did I move a card in here? Where was I with this? How did that happen? Oh, wait. Wait, where did my challenge card go? Well, I don't know. We're going to keep going. I'm going to lay this one right there. Lay it down to rest. Okay, so we had somebody who was actually a manipulator, a liar, a cheater. I don't even want to call him a playboy because he looks old as fuck. So this looks like somebody who's just like fucked up. And if they're that old and you're older, you know, this person's going to spend the rest of their lives in regret. There's nothing, you can't help them. You need to just leave that alone. Let me just move these a little bit so that I don't lose my position. Somebody's losing their position. Losing my religion. Okay, somebody just didn't believe. Somebody was awful, just rude. Yeah, look at, they made the wrong choice. They made the wrong choice. Okay, so this is going to talk about them so that you can have closure. You have closure, but you must want to know at this point something about them. And the cards are going to talk about them. All right, so what's happening to them, even though we know what's happening to them, their life sucks. They're going to spend what's left of their lives like this for somebody who's like a little bit older. Like if you're talking about somebody who's in their 40s or in their 50s even, they're going to spend the rest of their lives with this really weighing on them. Look, imagine if this is somebody who's in their 60s and 70s. They're fucked. There's not enough time, you know, to change this, to course correct this, to drop a new flight plan. It's over. You're already fucking mid-mango halfway to wherever the fuck you're going. All right, let's see. That's strong words from me, okay? When people meet me, they don't at all think that I'm that person that's talking to you. My father put a lot of work into me, let's just say, to make sure that I was tough. I'm not that, you know, it's not that I'm like weak or anything. I'm small, you know, but it's my energy is huge. You'd have to look at my astrology. Like I can walk into a room and I don't suck up the energy. I just go poof. I'm like an EMP. All right. So let's see. That's one of the gifts that was given to me coming down here, but I didn't know how to use it for a very long time. I knew it was there. I just didn't know it was happening. And then finally there was a spirit guide that came and taught me how to use it to protect myself, you know, how to be able to get, yeah, look at what's coming. Should I take it? Yeah. Emperor in reverse. Illusion of a happy family, because you can't have an emperor in reverse and the 10 of cups when we're talking about him. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is a person who's very immature. Now, like if you tell me, well, Rita, this guy's like in his 20s and I'm in my 20s. Okay, that makes sense. If this is somebody who's in their 30s and 40s and we, you know, the Knight of Pentacles would still be there, you know, in the 30s, especially if they've never been married and don't have children. But, you know, once we get into our 40s, like, how the fuck are you still a Knight of Pentacles? Come on, dude. All right. That's me. Everybody could have a different, you know, different tarot reader. Something's up with these cards. Like, I don't know what's catching on something here. Wow. Okay, look it. We'll take it because it fell out. So the moon in the near future, all these secrets are going to be exposed. Whatever they were trying so hard to cover up, or they got married to cover up, or, you know, somebody's painting all the rooms lavender and they've got somebody installing track lighting named Stephen. It's a joke. You probably don't even know. When I was a teenager, young adult, the joke was, you know, anybody who's gay, they're probably, you know, if it's a guy, his name is Steven, he installs track lighting, you know what I mean? So never mind. Those are just jokes. You have to remember, I graduated in 1986. That should tell you everything. We're pretty resilient. And so not much rubs us wrong. And, you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. Somebody was in front of a stand-up comedian who was absolutely horrific and awful. That happened to me too. I was like, what is this? Okay, something about that is significant to somebody here. And over the Two of Swords, yeah, because you're the High Priestess and they can't have you. You could be the high, you know, like it. You could be either one. Okay, so let's just call you the High Priest, but in a good way. All right, the counterpart to the High Priestess is the Magician, but the Magician kind of gives me the creep sometimes. Yeah, the cycle is over. It's over now. It is over, baby. Okay, let's see. And you've moved on, and you know. It's you just keep rolling along, okay? You just keep moving on. Wow. Yeah, this is somebody from your past. They don't want you to be in their past. Maybe you're saying, I wish that hadn't happened that way for those of you that are more, that are younger people, you know, like say your 20s, 30s, maybe even your 40s. But honey, it is. All right, here we go. What is the outcome here? They don't want it over. This is their reading. That's them. So what is the outcome? I don't even care. I mean, like, I care for you. Like, I care to tell you the story, but I'm like, nobody cares? All right, let's see. Morbid curiosity. And because you clicked on the thumbnail and have made an hour investment time. Okay, so let's see. What is the outcome for this person who doesn't want to leave you behind in the past, or they don't want you left them behind? They feel like, they're all pissed off because they've got abandonment issues, mommy issues, and they're just like, I can't let this go. Well, honey, you have to. You can't handle the truth. All right, here we go. I'll take this one. Because you're their wish fulfillment, and somehow they're so delusional that they think that that's what they're going to get. Somehow they think they're going to get you back. Mark my words. They just think somehow, in some way, they could remain married or be gay and in a situation in a lavender marriage, and somehow they still think they get you. Oh my God. Okay, summary here. This person's not well. Moon in reverse. This person's not well. All right. I'm sorry to inform you that they couldn't possibly. The cards indicate that this person is mentally ill, okay? Some people just are, and it's not up to you to drag them to, a psychologist and get them tested, okay? Grown-ass people do those things. If this was a child, this is a different situation. Wow, went over there towards yeah, look it. They just want to come in from out of the cold is what it is. They want to come in from out of the cold. Let's just get a few omens and we might as well do that and wrap this up. All right. If they come forward, what the hell is that all about? And hopefully they don't. Either way, what's happening with them? Just some news here to close this up. This is epic. This is like a fucking epic saga. Yeah. Sorrow. They're in sorrow over you. Okay. So sorry. I'm sorry, gonna excuse me. Okay. Whoa. Okay. What is that? Money. It was all about the money. It was all about money. Money, one way or another. And falseness. They were false. They're in sorrow because they went after the money in some way. There's that chair. And they were false. And we have melancholy. Fine. It was in the reverse, so that's got to belong to you. So that should dictate the other two. All right, let's see. Yeah, there were two other people involved. Somebody was probably listening to what their family told them, or like, yeah, no, go for the other person that's got more money and just pretend to be straight. I mean, it could be something like that. People like that, they have really bad karma, so you don't want to be involved with anything that has to do with that at all. Look at what's happening in the world with political figures, with military figures, with all of these people, Holly Weird, all of it. Why are they being exposed? You see why. Bad karma. They did bad things. Uh-huh. And we have fortune in reverse. They're losing their fortune. Okay, let's see. Little by little, right? Somebody has lost a relative. We have the old woman in reverse, but karma, more karma. Somebody did something here that all of this bad nastiness has backfired. It doesn't even have to be that there were any, robe-wearing witches, wearing robes from Costco, carrying their Harry Potter wands, into the hills. Okay, but this is just bad karma. This to me is generational curses. This is like family curses that, I can't speak for every family because I'm going to say it's exceedingly rare, but something could be old. Yep. And we have gift in reverse. They don't have gifts. And if they had gifts, they lost them for fucking with you. Let's just get a few more. Yeah. Constancy. This isn't somebody that you can have in your life because they'll make you feel crazy. Your mind will be thrown for a loop, especially. And I'm sorry for those of you that have recently come out of this, but I promise you it will get better. Just allow it. They've got malady. Remember I kept telling you that they're sick, that there's something wrong with them. There's something sick. And the merchant, this is that business owner. And somehow they would really, the water and the ocean, so they would, maybe they're forced to go to a different place to do business, or they can't do business in the same way because hidden cameras, or something is going on here with that. That's interesting that I read it the way I did because I don't usually do that. Let's see, one more for merchant. This is a business owner. This is a person that could own one business, multiple businesses. 5 businesses. This is a person who's like all over the place because they're running away from themselves and their own lack of identity. It's like this person has no identity. It's like this person has no soul. This could be, and oh, I know this is harsh. You could have been dealing with an NPC, a non-player character. So somebody who really doesn't have a soul. Doesn't mean that they weren't born and that they weren't some kind of a baby and that, there was cellular division that occurred. What I'm saying is there are people that they really have no purpose. The curse in their whole family, their whole dynasty could be that there's always going to be one of them that shows up in each generation. Hopefully, it skips a generation and gives everybody a break. But the curse here is very difficult to break. It requires so much discipline, and it requires such a strong mind and a strong psychology. And in time, I'm sure that all families can heal, but it's very spiritual in nature. Okay, one more here for the merchant. Yeah, this was in your person, whoever your person was or you thought it was. They were the ones they were the NPC that was here to just literally kind of like bring the karma up to the forefront. And if you're like, well, why me, Rita? Why was I involved? Like, why did I get drawn into this? Well, honey, sometimes you got to remember that you are given the strongest battles because you are the greatest warrior. You were the one that could do this to help bring this person through this. You must have a spiritual mission. So you may identify with Chosen 144, or you are a light worker here. All right. Only you know that, and you would know what that means. Being chosen for a purpose, that means you don't allow yourself to go into situations like this. You'll always be told at some point by the spiritual. They will tell you when that's what's happening, and you will know because they'll perform an extraction before anything goes really wrong. They'll take you all the way to the point where everything will be set in motion for that other person, and then they will quickly remove you one way or another, right? But it'll be like boink. They kind of like the broken bottle. They will pop your ass out of there at the correct moment. Okay, you'll know. And if that's never happened to you before, you will learn, because there you are. You should have been the wife. You are the person that should have been the wife or the husband, and now they're off looking for another victim. All right, take care, you guys. I love you. This was epic.